Hello there. They say that there is no such thing as perfect parenting, that even the parents of our Lord Jesus Christ forgot him in the market. But be it as it may, we can all learn on the job. And today, as men, we are going to have an exciting discussion on men and parenting. What are the do's and don'ts of parenting? We are inviting you and we are asking you to please share this discussion with as many men as you possibly can. We are sharing this and we need you to reach out to others who may need to hear this timely message. And once again today, I'm joined by this wonderful gentleman. To my left, Victor Jaoko, who's been a parent for how many years now? 19 years. And I'm also joined by Eric Mungai. He's been a father for how many years?
15 years.
15 years. And then we have Johnny. He's been a parent for how many years?
For 12 years.
For 12 long years.
Yes.
And I've been a parent for the last 22 years.
Wow.
I have a 22-year-old, a 21-year-old, and a 16-year-old. And we are all learning on the job.
Yes.
Not so.
Yeah.
So we are going to begin by the do's. What are the do's and don'ts of parenting? And gentlemen, the first do that comes to my mind is love and respect your children's mother in their presence.
Wow.
Let your children see you loving their mother. Let your children see you respecting their mother. You may be wondering, what has that got to do with parenting? It gives them a sense of comfort. It gives them peace. Imagine somebody mistreating your mother in your presence. Even as a young child, you'd want to jump to defend your mother.
That is
Absolutely.
But when you respect and love your children's mother in their presence, you give them safety. There's a sense of security. I remember as a young boy watching my mother being beaten up. I can't explain to you the trauma, the insecurity. I can't explain to you the panic that goes on in a young child when they see this mother that they love and idolize being beaten up and they can do nothing to help. When you love your children's mother, your children feel treasured. They sense security.
That is true.
There is peace in their mind, peace in their heart. They sit back relaxed because here is the person I love the most and they are in safe hands.
That is true.
Yeah, I
So
believe-
that's the first do.
And
Yeah.
it's very important because you see, people do what people see.
Yes.
As you are treating their mothers, they are learning how to treat their partners.
Yes.
So if you have a son and you mistreat the wife,
Yes.
your wife,
Yes.
you're training your son that this is how we treat them.
Human beings are impressionable.
Yes.
They are learning from
They
you.
are learning from
That
you.
when I finally get married, this,
This
is how I'm
is
going to
how
treat
I'm
my
going to
wife.
do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, you're also teaching them what to expect.
Yeah.
Because you're telling them this should be the bare minimum of how I'm treated. So if, for example, I'm a father of girls. So if, for example, I'm treating their mother in a certain way, they understand that this is what I should expect in marriage. This is what marriage is all about. So basically, you are training without training, without saying that you're training. You're training them on what to expect if that's the girl. You're also training them on what to do if that's a son. Yeah.
You could be actually training a dysfunction because then if your daughters see you mistreating their mother, they may get married to a very responsible person, but because that person is not beating them up, they start perpetrating. Because
Absolutely.
they're wondering, how come I'm not being
Yeah,
beaten?
yeah.
A very toxic atmosphere.
Yeah.
But I'd also like to add that one of the other things of one of the other do's of parenting is to be present.
Wow.
Yeah. Be present
Be
for
present.
your children.
Yes.
Be a father who can play with the children.
Yeah.
Be a father who can do homework with the children. Go out with the children. My pastor tells us that some of the reasons children come back home when they're now adults is because of the memories that they had in their home. So when you're playing with your children, when you're present for your children, many years down the line, the reason your children will come back home is because they have treasured memories of a present father. They'll be thinking about the home, the lively environment, the wonderful atmosphere that was created for them while they were growing up.
That's
Very
very
important.
good.
Yes, and imagine a time a goalkeeper, throughout the game, throughout the time, he's been focused. Then they announce a time of penalties, and that's when he leaves to go somewhere else. Now, all these years you've been training for the job. All these years you've been employed. Then finally you have children. They're going to be with you for 18 years, thereabout. You know, and during the 18 years is when you have something else to do. I would say, like you say, be present.
Be present.
Absolutely.
You know why? Children spell love as T-I-M-E.
M-E. Yeah.
Life happens when we are busy making other plans.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are growing up. While you're busy looking for a job elsewhere, can I tell you? They are growing.
Yeah.
They're growing.
They are missing opportunities.
Yeah.
And they're not going to be remembering about the VX that you bought.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
They'll be remembering about the missed opportunities.
Wow. Wow.
The times when you are not there during
That's why they
graduation.
say, give your children your presence, Webo.
Yes.
Not just presence.
presence.
Yes.
Zawadi.
Yeah.
They value your presence much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed my daughter's graduation. So I was away, I was at work. I'd been present all through. I mean, in fact, at the time, I was the class rep. I was the class representative for the parents. But I was away. I had a job to do. And I was called in the morning, said, hey, by the way, graduation, I'm doing leo. So I frantically tried to get home, but I couldn't do it in time. Till to this date, they still remind me, listen, Daddy, you missed my graduation.
Wow.
Don't miss my next one. Now, the thing is, I may have been present during other times.
But they
But-
seem to remember
Yes.
The one
when
that
you are
failed.
absent.
They seem to remember. Why? Because this is an important event.
It's a
And can I
milestone.
say, it's a milestone. It's a milestone.
I remember, if I would just add there,
Yeah.
how I would cry bitterly in boarding school, in primary,
Yeah.
when other children would be visited by their parents, but mine did not come. I wasn't really crying because, you know, they didn't bring me biscuits and pancake
Yeah.
and all that. And meanwhile, we had kids whose parents traveled hundreds of kilometers away to
Yeah.
come and visit them.
Yeah.
I was crying because I felt neglected. I felt alone.
Wow.
I felt like I didn't have someone to visit me. Now, my parents did their best, but their presence could have meant more for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember some of the most delightful childhood experiences I had growing up was with my dad climbing trees to fetch fruits for us. Wow. We had these fruit trees in our compound. I still have these vivid memories of my dad with one leg on one branch and another leg on another branch, fetching fruits for you as truly.
Wow.
I still remember my dad putting me on his shoulders and holding one of my sisters on one hand and the other on the other hand and dancing to music.
Wow.
I still remember vividly. Now, our parents could have done so many things, but if you would remember, the things that stand out were the moments they spent with you that didn't even cost money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that
Yeah.
didn't cost
Yeah.
money.
That didn't even cost money.
Yeah, because you know, the thing is, think about memories. Think about the things that you've enjoyed over the years.
Yeah.
Very few of them will involve money.
That is
Very
true.
few of them.
Yeah. I mean, for years, as a family, we had a tradition of picnicking.
Yeah.
We go, we buy stuff, we go somewhere, we just sit and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
You guys picnicked.
Yeah, I mean, we do it all the But can I tell
I read about it in books.
but let me say this. You know, many times as men, you know, it's always a pissing contest. You know, you're always trying to prove something. But can I tell you, with the kids, no, they don't remember.
Yeah.
What they really remember is how they felt.
Not how expensive the gift
No,
was.
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
I remember, like I said, I'm a father of two beautiful girls. So with girls, their attention. Daddy, see my dress.
You're delivering somebody.
Yeah.
It matters a lot.
Daddy, yeah. So the thing is just being there for the fashion show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
When
the presence.
Just the
Just the
presence.
presence.
Wow. Just
I
the-
remember when my daughter turned 18, 19, and now she was leaving to go for university. Of all the things she could ask for, you know, she didn't ask, give me another phone or buy me another dress. My family and I, we are big on road trips. We call them Raundi Mwenda. We travel to new places just to hang out together.
Yeah.
Of all the things she could ask for, she asked, Dad, can we do one more road trip?
Wow.
Now she's been away from home for like 2 years plus. And she already has an itinerary that when we come, we are all going together for a road trip.
Look at that.
It's not so much about the destination,
No.
but about being together.
Being together, the memories, the laughter, the storytelling.
And so we would be crammed up in one car,
Yeah.
you know, and it's hot at times and stuffy.
Yeah.
There isn't much space.
Yeah.
But we go singing, sharing jokes, laughing, annoying each other, making each other happy. And those are precious memories.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, I used to be an aerobics instructor for many, many years. So during COVID, I would teach them the routines, the aerobics routines.
Yeah.
And when the gyms finally opened, it was their time to showcase what they had learned.
Wow.
Taking them to the gym to do it in front of my clients was something else.
Wow.
A memory I will treasure for my life.
Wow.
You know, and that happened because I was present. I was with them. So they were teaching me their dances and I was learning some of theirs. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'll say also it's important as you are present,
Yes.
be able to speak life into them.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, speak life into your children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember one case at the Renewal Rehabilitation Center where this guy had relapsed again and again. The psychologist had given their best. The spiritual therapy was top notch. And then I kept wondering, why is this guy going back to the vomit every now and then? Until I met the dad. The things he was speaking about the son. He was cursing every sentence. This is wasted. I wish I never give birth to this guy. All through, just curse
You mean
words.
Syed?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Father.
Yeah, I wish I never fathered this guy. It's wasted potential. You see, he was really cursing the son. And then I got to understand he can only be what he has always been told he is.
Yeah.
You see, you can never consistently think in a manner that is inconsistent with the person you think you are.
The reason I'm laughing is that somebody used to call the wife a dog. Look at you, dog, every time. You know? So one time he slapped the woman, and the woman lunged at him and beat him so badly. When he was taken to hospital, they're like, "Which dog beat you?"
What's up, power?
What's up?
What's up, power?
Yeah.
So I think what we are learning here, gentlemen, is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, love and respect their mother in their presence. Let them see it.
Yeah.
It's not show off. I remember this week, my daughter looked at our phones, and I think my wife was calling my phone, and then I've saved my wife as Msupa. So my daughter was asking, who is Msupa? You should have seen her expression when she realized I've saved her mother in my phone as Msupa.
Wow.
And there are times they've seen us holding hands, and they would tell each other, couple goals, couple goals. And the other thing we are learning here is be present for your children.
Present for your children.
Not long ago, my girl, who is like, you know, a very serious teenager now, would be sitting behind me, like the way I'm seated. She would come and lie behind me and start telling me, "Daddy, look for me. Daddy, look for me." And I have to act like I don't know where she is. You know, I'm like, "Are you there? No, are you there? Are you? Oh, so you're here." And she would burst into laughter. Like Jahoko said, those small moments are the reasons they'll be traveling halfway across the world to come to visit you as an old, boring man because you invested memories in
That
them.
is true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, there's a story. Okay, let me tell on myself. So one time we've gone visiting. Okay, taking my family, we've gone visiting a close family that we are close to. So we are hanging out with this guy. This guy has daughters just like mine, but they are, you know, slightly older.
Yeah.
So, you know, we are hanging out. Then guy says, "Johnny, come over to the kitchen. As I wash dishes, you give me stories." So my daughters couldn't believe it. A man washing dishes? This has got to be something else. So we go. The guy puts on the apron. And I watched in
Disbelief.
disbelief. So I can't tell the guy, I said, "Bro, nachoma." But it's happening.
Yeah.
And thank be to God that he's, you know, he doesn't have the monopoly of dishes.
Yeah.
So that day in the evening, when we got home, I decided to right my wrongs. Truth is, I'd never seen my dad do dishes. You understand?
Yeah.
It had never been cultured. But that day, seeing my daughters amazed at something that I could easily do. You know, so I went home and started washing dishes, and they saw, hey, by the kumbe daddy anaweza. Can I tell you?
Yeah.
This is what I mean. Model what you want to see.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Model what you want.
Model it to them.
Model.
You know, when I say model, it is you cannot effectively teach what you do not consistently model. You know, you cannot consistently teach it. Came home after I'd read in a parenting book that social media in Haribu Familia. You understand? So we have to take the bull by the horns. So we have to do something about this thing. So I came home, I said, guys, sit down, we have to have a family meeting, switch off the TV. Guys, we need to talk. Okay? So I've decided that from today, from when?
Today.
From today, we are not going to be having gadgets after 5. So between 5 and the time you go to bed, no gadgets, no TV, no phones, no tablet, nothing. Sawa? Monday through to Thursday. You can do it on the weekends, Friday, tuko sawa. Is that clear? Said yes. Is that clear? So no gadgets. Said yes. Question. Daddy, hiyo ni ya kila mtu? Said yes, for everybody. Daddy, utaweza?
Shots fired.
So right there, the problem was not with the kids, isn't it? The problem was with their daddy. So that they were saying, in essence, that daddy, if you don't want us on the gadgets, please switch off
Lead
the
by
gadgets
example.
yourself.
Human beings are very impressionable.
Absolutely.
Monkey see,
Monkey do. Yeah.
So that's another do. What do you think, Eric?
I think also we should be able to reparent ourselves.
Yes.
You see, from our era, the way we were parented, I could not argue or discuss anything with my dad. He was authoritarian. If he tells you jump, you better
jump
be up.
and ask how high.
How high do I go?
While you're in there.
While you're in the air. Otherwise, kitakuramba. But now with the generation and with our children, we need to adopt other modes of parenting. Yeah, so that we can be able to reach them, be friendly to them, and
Very
be
true.
able to be a blessing to
Very
them.
true. Very true. I think these are amazing do's. If I would add another do, I think it would be this. Teach your children how to walk. Most of us are where we are.
Wow.
Of course, by God's grace. But also because our parents taught us the value and the virtue of work. I remember, and I didn't understand it then, but when I was not in school and my parents had workers, I would go home and I would be made to work alongside them. When schools would close and we had a farm, I would be made to work in the farm. I remember being made to milk cows.
Wow.
You know, after the cow had been milked, ile kidogo imebaki, I would be told to milk into a cup. And as my hands grew stronger, that I could now milk faster and milk more, you know, I was given the opportunity now to be milking and selling the milk to the workers. See, the fundis who are building for my parents. And I would keep part of that as my own pocket money.
Wow.
And I used to wonder, why did they make me shepherd? I mean, and they had workers. Why do I have to go shepherd alongside the herdsman? And now with the benefit of hindsight, I realized that they were making me learn the virtue of work.
Yeah.
Now I can work on my own and I can be busy at my work because that was inculcated in me.
Oh, yeah.
So I remember once I walked into a house and I found my teenage children watching TV during the day, watching TV. I started going ballistic. You know, when I was your age, and I had been telling them that for quite some time. When I was your age, I used to look after my parents' cattle. So once my daughter silenced me, she just looked at me, she asked me, where are the cows? Like, get on with the program. Bring the cows. We'll take care of them. I felt like buying a cow, if for no other reason, but to make them look after the cow. But you know what? I started commercial farming in my farm, growing potatoes for commercial purposes. And I decided I'll go with my kids to the farm. And I remember when we were planting, they were there. When we were harvesting especially, they were there. And I remember how my son used to say he was traumatized by the potatoes. He didn't even want to see pictures of waru. He was traumatized. But I remember when we harvested, and it was a nice bumper harvest. I was able to buy my daughter an iPhone for almost 100,000 Kenya shillings.
That must have been a bumper harvest.
That was a good harvest.
that,
by
yeah.
You know, we had this company that was saying, we want to contract you. You know, we want to contract you. You'll be supplying us these potatoes, those specific potatoes, not the warus for Mukimo, but the ones for crisps. The seed was imported from Netherlands. And so I remember when we harvested, I bought for my daughter her first iPhone to show her that there is virtue in work.
Yes.
I made my son work in Mujengo. And you know, my son is light-skinned. He's not as dark-skinned as I am. So dark-skinned guys can get away when, you know, cement pours on your head. They can't tell, you know, you have dirt on you. But when a light-skinned person gets dirty, you can tell you're dirty. And I remember how he would look so messy. But when he went away from home to study, I remember him texting me and his mother one day and said, guys, me work in Mujengo.
Wow.
Because the virtue he had learned in working was paying off where he's at. And was getting handsomely paid for jobs that others were not willing to do. So if you'd ask me another is teach your children how to work.
And closely related to that, I think as parents, it's very important that we teach our children about money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Financial
prudence.
Yes.
Yeah, because a lot of people behave as if money is their enemy. You earn a salary and you are not settled until you've finished all of it. And I remember when we were in campus, people sometimes would delay, you know, coming to college. You know, you open and then a week, 2 weeks later, somebody comes and then you're like, dude, why are you late? And they would be like, I was reducing my boom to a manageable level.
Wow.
And so many people grow up with that mentality that money is there to be spent. Nothing wrong with spending money, but is it possible from that early age to teach our children the value of a shilling?
The value.
The value of 1 shilling. So that when they grow up, you know, they know how to navigate around their finances. Because many people, it is not that they do not handle money. It's just that whatever comes in is misused. Because they were not taught from an early age
That is true.
the value of money.
That is
You know, when my kids were very young, we would go with them to the supermarket. They would be shouting, Daddy, another guy, Daddy, I want this, Daddy, I want this. So one time I said, okay, now, guys, today we go to the supermarket. Each of you has a budget. Ukona thou. So we go to the supermarket, and then you decide what you want. We will come back for it next week. Okay? So they went around looking at what their 1,000, and at their age, they were young. So 1,000 seemed like 1,000,000. You understand? So in their minds, they're thinking, my goodness, I'm going to bring this shop to my house. So they went around the supermarket and looked at everything they're going to buy, you're getting. So when the day finally came, I didn't give them 1,000, like 1,000 shillings. I gave them in bits, like, keep this 200. So they'd have a piggy bank, they put the 200. Another 200, they put it. So when the day finally came, everybody has their 1,000, let's go to the supermarket. I said, Mommy, don't come with us. We're going with Daddy on this one. So we get there. And lo and behold, you remember the things they were crying for that day? Those things didn't make it on the list. Do you understand? They didn't make it on the list. No, they were going for something else. Now, I learned something I had taught, number one, on delayed gratification.
That was
Very
a good
important.
lesson.
You know,
and
also
Saving.
saving and prioritizing. You know, and I'm seeing, like you're saying, one of the things that we have learned from our parents was financial prudence. Yes, many of us know how to look for it, but we don't know how to keep it.
How to keep it. I remember with nostalgia how when my dad would send me, for example, to town to buy something, he would ask me something like, how many shops did you go to compare prices? And did you bargain? To this day, decades later, even if I'm looking, say, for example, for a shirt, I want to go to different shops and find out, do they have a better shirt? And I got into a habit of bargaining for anything. Let me tell you, I bargain even school fees.
I've learned that from you.
Yes, I remember noticing, some parents didn't know this, but if you have 3 children in one school, there is a discount that some schools would give you.
Oh, wow.
So
A sibling discount.
a sibling discount. So the first child pays the full fee. The second child can get 5% off, and the next one perhaps get 10% off.
Wow.
And some people don't know that. I would even bargain things that others wouldn't bargain, because this was inculcated in me, that have a say in the price.
Yeah.
And I'm furious when people don't give me back my change. I'm always keen. This thing of going to the supermarket and they tell you they don't have coins, so they give you sweets
Sweets, yeah.
in lieu of your change. That really upsets me. It
Yeah.
would upset me. Because I remember my dad taught me to take my change seriously.
Yeah.
I remember once he sent me to buy bread
Uh-huh.
for breakfast. So that time my parents were separated, so we were with my dad in the house. And so he gave me money to go buy bread for a breakfast. So I went and I bought bread for. He gave me 5 shillings, and bread then was 3 shillings and 20 cents. That tells you how old I am. And when I came back home with bread and the change, I didn't find him at home. So I decided, together with my sisters, on our way to school, then we were still in day school, I decided we were going to buy sweets using my father's change. 1
That's a
shilling.
lot of sweets.
So the next day, I went to my dad, buy for us bread. He asked me, where is my change from yesterday? I went, He told me, go buy bread with
my
that change.
Wow.
Do you know, for a long time, he didn't buy us bread for breakfast. We had to eat ugali from last night
Wow.
with tea in the morning.
Lessons
Na
learned.
kuna vile you slap. It
Lessons
tastes very
learned.
nice, especially the outer cover, the hard layer, especially if it was brownish. But what I learned from that moment is that never joke with my father's change.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
this day, if I send you somewhere, you don't bring me change, I can get furious about it. And I learned, if you can take care of shillings, the thousands will take care of themselves.
Wow.
Good lesson.
That's closely related to teaching them how to manage money, finances, and all that. It's important that we also teach them how to manage their time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Very
Yeah,
good.
because you see, they are very much stick to the screens, to idle things, and at the end of the day, you see time also like a currency.
Yes.
You can either invest it or you can waste it.
Yes.
All right. So it's very important as parents that we show these children that you will not be a child forever, and the decisions you're making now will have a repercussions in your future. It's either you pay now and play later, or play now and pay later. Yeah. So we need to be very strict with how they are spending their times. Show them how they can be able to plan their days. I wake up at this moment. This is what I do until this time.
Yes.
After this is what I do. All right.
Have a
that-
routine.
Have a routine. Because every successful person has a routine.
routine,
I think that's very important.
And also, I would add, ensure that you know your children's friends,
That's
who they
very
fraternize with.
Yeah.
So that now you're not sending your children over to sleepovers and you don't know their parents. For instance.
Sleepovers, big word there. Do you know how many kids have been messed up in sleepovers? You know, and I remember one thing I'd be cautious about when my children would say, can I go for a sleepover?
Yeah.
I'm going to a sleepover in so-and-so's house. You know my friend. And I'd be like, yes, your friend I know. But I don't know her parents.
Yeah.
I don't know what thug in the name of an uncle is in that house.
That's true.
It's important that we know where our children are going to spend in those sleepovers.
Yeah.
Until then, say no to sleepovers.
Yeah.
Banned
Yeah,
in my
absolutely.
house.
Yeah.
And you see,
It's
the thing
banned
is,
in your house.
yeah.
Sleepovers.
You know, as the children grow, one of the things that is usually not talked about is the influence other people have on your children, other people's values. You see, for your household, for example, you may have a rule, no phones. But then when they go visiting, in that household, that phone,
The rules are relaxed.
the rules are relaxed.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not, of course, I'm not talking about phones. I'm talking about rules. I'm talking about what it is that you accept in your household
might
versus
not.
what it is that is accepted in
In
the other
household,
household.
yeah.
Be present and be careful about the people that you bring around your house. If, for instance, you have certain values, you're a Christian, don't have people around you that drink alcohol. You understand? That they come to your house, you don't drink, but they do. So they're drinking in your children's presence. You're getting. They are smoking in your children's presence. Let it be known that when it comes to choosing friends, these are the parameters.
Yes.
You understand? For instance, the music that is allowed within your household.
Yeah.
The music that is allowed within your household. So if, for example, I don't entertain non-gospel or secular music within my household, that goes for everybody.
Yeah.
That my friends can't come and come in with their culture and their music to my household. So I'm protective of my family in that instance. I'm making
Very
it
true.
clear that here,
Very true.
this is how you are raised.
Very true. Which brings again the issue of sleepovers. Because while they go to that house, they may not be given alcohol to drink. But by the fact that alcohol was drunk in their presence,
Yeah.
maybe the father of that home was drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
You know, what are you teaching that child that came visiting? That it is okay to, it's just that you people don't drink in your home.
Yeah.
But this is an alternative way of life.
Yeah.
Be careful about sleepovers because that's when your child learns about an alternative way
Yes.
of life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what it is that is acceptable and what is that is not.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Eric, you have another do that
Yeah,
comes to mind.
No, not really. But
All right.
I would say that what Pastor Joko talked about finances,
Yes.
it has a lot with how we model,
Modeling
how we are modeling as parents.
as parents.
All right. If they find you quarreling about finances at the 10th date of every month,
Yes.
but from day 1 to day 3, you are lovers.
Yes.
But the 10, because the finances are somehow not financing, so they understand through what you guys are modeling that money cometh, money goeth. So it's not supposed to stick.
Yes.
So again, it brings the point of modeling. What are we modeling to
Yeah.
our children?
Can
And
I
as
say
you
this?
continue
Sorry.
to watch this discussion, Johnny, I'm going to get back to you.
Okay.
As you're continuing to watch this discussion, please feel free to write in the comment section
Yeah.
what you think some of the main do's for parenting are, especially when it relates to men or fathers. Write in the comments. Would appreciate to see your contribution.
Yeah.
Yes, gentlemen, I was just thinking, guys, when we pass through this life, you know, and what are we going to leave behind?
Yeah.
Is it the buildings?
Yeah.
I would say if there's a greater do give them a lifetime they don't have to heal from.
Very true.
Wow.
Wow. Very true.
You know,
That's big.
I would
That's
say,
big.
men, you know, at the very least,
Yeah.
after you're done with them and they are on their own, let them not look back and say, man, I need to heal from this.
Yes.
You know,
Don't
I need-
teach them something they'll have to unlearn.
Yeah. Of course, we may not be perfect, but can I tell you, one of the things, I mean, just think about it. Think about how much heartache and pain they will have to go through in their lifetime. At the very least, let it not be at home front.
Yeah.
Very true.
You know,
Very true.
yeah.
Very true. And I think, and not just to sound spiritual, because this is very important.
Yeah.
Teach them the word of God.
Very true.
In the Old Testament, they were to teach their children the word of God and the ways of God, not in a lecture room, but as they were working, as they were walking, as they were seated. And that's how they were able to memorize the Torah,
That is true.
the Old Testament.
Yes.
They were taught by their parents while they were walking together. It's important for you to teach your child about your God. You know, teach your child about how when you were poor, you trusted in God and lifted you up. I can't tell you the joy of a parent when once my son, who's also been away from home, you know the way as a parent you would call your son or your daughter to find out how you guys fared.
Yeah.
Do you need any support from us? And I remember us asking our son, do you need some money? Do you need us to send you some help? I can't tell you the joy when he said, Dad and Mom, don't send us money. Let us trust in God for ourselves.
Wow. Look at
They had
that.
seen us trusting in God,
Yeah.
and they had seen God blessing
That
us.
is
Yeah.
When we were building a home, for example, we would go to this shell of a house, unfinished house, and we needed cement, we needed roofing material, we needed, you know, things to finish up in our hands, and we'd ask, God provide cement, and God would provide cement, and they would see the provision.
Wow.
Even before we built the house, we would go to the empty parcel of land and say, God, provide money for us to build our home.
Wow.
So they grew up
That's
seeing
very
God
important.
provide.
That's very
Yeah.
important.
And it's important that you teach your children about your God.
That's
And teach
very
them
important.
faith.
I remember in connection with that, I remember there was a time the school fees was so hefty on me. And my two daughters by then came running, Daddy, we are told tomorrow not to go to school. Nini huyu akona easy needs. And then I told them, let me go and show you my source. So come with me. So they came with me very happy. And then I told them, let's kneel. My source is the Father in heaven.
Wow.
He is the one who provides for this family.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anytime you have any need, even before you come to me, because you will bring the needs to me, I'll take them to him.
Yes.
You have unfettered access to your heavenly Father.
Wow.
He might do it through me,
Yes.
but he is our ultimate source.
Wow.
And you know, it reminds me that of Bishop,
Yes.
that Bishop learned prayer from Evangelist, right? And when Evangelist was talking about Bishop, he said there was a time Bishop would go to her house, to her altar to pray.
Yeah.
That means that there was something modeled to him about prayer.
Yeah.
So as a parent, we also need to teach our children how to pray.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. They need to see us praying. And sometimes pray so they see you praying.
Yes.
Yes.
Pray so they see you praying, so that they know that there is something known as prayer.
Yeah.
My father trusts God with X, Y, Z. It is not just something we tell them, it is something we demonstrate. And I like what you usually tell us. When you come into the house, the first thing you do is to kneel down together with the children.
Yeah.
And they see that.
And they see that.
Yeah.
So wherever they go,
Yeah.
that is what they will
They
do.
emulate that.
Absolutely.
Yes, and you see, the thing is, it also forms their relationship with God. You see, everyone has a responsibility
Yeah.
to decide how they will relate to their God. Is it a casual relationship? Is it a formal relationship? Is God far from you? How do I relate with this God? Is he a God I relate with on Sundays? I believe what I'm hearing you guys say is the home, as parents, we have the responsibility of ensuring that there is a communal service throughout, throughout in this home. That church is not somewhere we go to. Church is us. That in the home, God and our relationship with God is something that is upheld. They hear us repenting in our prayer. It's not just give me prayer. No. They hear us repenting in our prayer.
Yeah.
They hear us worshiping in our prayer.
Yes.
That in what we see on Sunday is commonplace in our home. It's
Yeah.
commonplace.
Yeah.
That we understand that giving is part of what it is that we do as a family.
Yes.
That we acknowledge that what we do on Sunday is we are doing it corporately, what we usually
Absolutely.
see done at home.
Wow.
I remember the joy of how when our children were younger, would sit down with them around the TV and would play YouTube worship music. Would tell each one, choose the worship music you want us to sing along. And then after that, would say, who is sharing the word today?
Wow.
And so they had their own days, their own turns
Yeah.
to share the Bible.
Yeah.
And we would all chime in and say, what stood out for me from that text?
Yeah.
What did I learn from that text? And then we'd all pray together.
Wow.
And that left a lasting memory
Yeah.
in our children's lives. So that even when they're far away from home, you hear they're still in church, they're serving God, they're walking with God.
Okay.
I think that's amazing.
That's
It's
amazing.
For me,
beautiful.
another major do, gentlemen, is teach your children where they should not be touched.
Oh,
Yeah.
very vital.
I remember how my wife and I would tell our kids since they were very young, nobody touches your wee-wee, nobody touches your bum bum when you're leaving the house. What did daddy and mommy say? Nobody touches my wee-wee, nobody touches my bum bum. And would say that anytime when you're leaving them behind with people, when they're going to visit their relatives, nobody touches your wee-wee, nobody touches your bum bum. And if anybody tries to, make sure you tell mommy and daddy.
Wow.
And of course, now after they were grown and they are in their late teens, would still joke. What did daddy and mommy say? And they'd be like, oh, stop it. You're now grown up.
And that ties in something with something. Teaching your children to be independent. Yeah. You know, some people think it is love. Your boy is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, and you still want to dress them. You still want to wash them.
Anaoshewa ngodha.
Anaoshewa mpaka ngodha. You know.
That's wrong.
Unataka umpatie mpaka. A point comes when a parent needs to learn that we are stewards.
Yeah.
These children have been given to us to to take care of for a while, and after that, then we are going to release them
Yeah.
into the wider society. It would be a shame if after many years of parenting, your child still cannot stand on their own. And this came in as a vivid reminder for me when my daughter was going to university. And we had planned, you know, me and my wife and everybody, that we were going to have a road trip and, you know, take her to school, that we were going to, you know, remember our journeys together. But lo and behold, yeah, almost a week to, because she was supposed to be reporting on Wednesday. On Friday, she left home. Yeah, she left home because there was a convention, a conference in Nairobi, in which she had been invited to participate in as a dancer.
Wow.
All right, and she left me. In fact, I was very grieved. You know that how could you leave me like this? You know, I was so grieved until somebody told me, it is because you have taught her to be independent.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah, it is because you've taught her to be independent,
Wow.
that she can be a free thinker, that there could be something that she wants that probably you don't want at that particular time, but is important to her. Now, 2 days later, her photos, you know, were shared by, you know, one of the great men of God in Nairobi, and you should have seen me reposting my daughter. You know, I was feeling so good
She
that
might.
that she made it up there.
Yeah.
But I didn't see it back then. But her independence, you know, was showing.
Yeah.
There are lessons that I taught her that now she was playing. She was replaying now in her own self, and she's in Nairobi now. We are in Nakuru, and she's doing well. Yeah, she's doing really. I'm really
That's
proud
amazing.
of her.
My
That's
bro,
amazing.
imagine this. There's an article, I don't know if you guys caught on it, on the newspapers
Yeah.
about this generation that is coming up of the 50-year-old babies.
Wow.
50.
Yeah, 50-year-old.
Wow.
These are guys in their 50s, guys. These are guys in their 50s.
Yeah.
Their parents are very well to do. So maybe you find one aliondoka, maybe one died. So the mom is left. And these guys are waiting in bated breath
For the mom
this
to
one
come back.
die, because they are not going to inherit until they do.
Wow.
So they waste their years. Guys, let me tell you a story. Are you ready for this story?
Yeah.
Story come.
So there was this family. The mzee had a huge tract of land.
Okay.
Huge.
Okay.
So the kids, the firstborn retires, age of 50, maybe around 60, retires. But by this time, the mzee is very old. He says, let me bring the mzee home. At least when the mzee passes, we're going to be together. And of course, we're going to get a share of the
inheritance.
of the inheritance. So along the way, hospital bills, you know, they're hiving off some part of the land, you know, and they're selling it. But the mzee doesn't die immediately. Lives on another 20 years, another 25 years. By this time, life is happening. This firstborn had kids. The kids are now getting kids. The kids are getting kids. So by the time this mzee was passing, I mean, his kids were really grown. So even what they thought was plenty was nothing. And guess what? Life had passed them by.
Yeah.
Life had passed them by.
Because they were dependent on.
They were waiting. I mean, life passed them by while they were waiting for an inheritance.
The beauty is in accumulating your own
Yes.
to top up to what they will give.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, guys, I don't know. You know, I heard you dad talk about road trips. I don't know how many times we are going on a road trip and tell them you're going to Nairobi, and after every 5 minutes they'll be asking, Tumefika? Tumefika? Yes. And you know, that's how life is.
Yeah.
I remember one time we were doing a road trip to Mombasa.
Yeah.
And they are thinking this journey is too long. I mean, it's hundreds of kilometers later, hours later, we're still on the road. Where are we going again? Mombasa. See, then we go now. Meanwhile, you're barreling down the highway, heading to Mombasa, and they're thinking, what's taking so long?
I should borrow
Those
that.
moments
I should
are
borrow
very,
that.
are very good. But
Yeah.
if I would also just remind us something, as men, you should be careful the words you speak over
That
your
is
children's lives. Yeah. I remember one time we were talking about our children's future, And then I told my son how he will do much better than I ever did. He will go further than I ever did. He will accomplish more. My son said, that means a lot, especially coming from you. In other words, your wife may tell your son, I mean, all those powerful words. But what means much more is when you, as the father, affirms your son, validates your son. It means much more. His aunties, his mother, his sisters can say something that you will succeed. But when you, as a father, tells your son, you will succeed, you will excel, it means much more.
Yeah, something
So
is
we
happening.
need to affirm our
We
children.
need to affirm our children.
And I think that is one of the most paramount duties
Yeah.
of a father,
Yeah.
is affirmation.
Yes.
We are living in a generation where not just the parenting,
Yes.
but the affirmation is lacking, the validation.
Validation.
Many people ask when they arrive on planet Earth, who will want me as I am?
Yeah.
Who will accept me?
Yeah.
Who wants what I have?
Yeah.
Am I enough?
Yes.
These questions, who will answer them?
Yeah.
The Father.
Yes.
God in heaven had to speak over his son, Jesus Christ.
This is the son in whom I'm well pleased.
And then he added a rider. He said, hear him.
Yeah.
He said, listen to him.
Validation.
This
Affirmation.
one, this is the creator of heaven and earth.
Yes.
This is the miracle working God, the creator of heaven and the universe and everything in between. And he's saying, this one is my son. As the source of life, this is my son. Hear him. He's saying, in other words, mess with him, you're messing with me.
Very true. And that's something King David lacked big time. If you may realize, King David struggled with a lot of self-doubt. And he had to reparent himself. There are two things here, reparenting and reparenting. Reparenting would include also you giving yourself what your parents didn't give you, like validation and affirmation. I believe when David said, is it in Psalm 119, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, he was reparenting himself. And at the same time, he was reparenting himself. There's reparenting, giving yourself what you were never given. And then there's reparenting, fixing what was broken.
Wow.
You're getting my point.
That's a good one.
Like when Jabez cried out to God, you know, that I may not cause pain. His mother had called him the one who caused him pain. He was actually reparenting.
Yes.
And David went through a lot of neglect. He suffered from a father wound. When he was saying, in sin was I conceived, theologians and historians actually tell us that alikuwa ni product ya mpango wa kando. He was not a legitimate child in the sense that when Jesse was asked, front your sons, he would bring the sons that were born in wedlock. But now David, who is said to have been born out of wedlock, was not readily in his father's memory. And the reason he was out there shepherding sheep that had young was not because that was the last bone's role. He was actually relegated to the peripheries of family functions and family interactions. That's why even when he went to visit his brothers at the battlefront, they told him, go back to your few sheep. So his father is not remembering him. His brothers are telling him, go back to your few sheep. So he was actually struggling from a childhood of neglect. And that is why we are telling you as gentlemen here, make sure you validate your son. May they not have to reparent and reparent themselves. Let them know they are special. Let them know they are worthwhile. And while you're at it, please fill into the comment section there and tell us what other ideas you have about the do's of parenting when it comes to men. Because now we need to transition now and change gears to the don'ts. What are the don'ts that stand out for you? What are the don'ts? If we can start with you, Joe.
Don't delegate fatherhood.
Don't delegate for those.
You are the only father that child will ever have.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are the only father that child will ever have. You cannot relegate your role to teachers or
They
to your
can have
pastor.
other mentors,
Yeah.
other
Yes.
teachers, but a father,
Father ni wewe.
You're the only one.
Yeah, you are the one, as Daddy is saying here, that can look them in the eye and tell them, I believe in you. I know you are going to make it. You are the one that they look up to. All right, they want to hear certain words of affirmation from you. So don't let other people take that role from you. Don't delegate that special role, that God-given role. All right, make sure you are the father
That's
that you
very
ought to be.
important.
That's very
That's
important.
very
Very important.
What do you think, Eric?
I think also it's important that we do not micromanage their affairs.
Wow.
I remember a while ago, there's someone you taught on the curse of a single mother, the curse of parenting. That you see, we tend to overlove them so that they don't go through what we went through, forgetting that
It was the curse of the mama's boy.
the curse
Yeah,
of
the
the
curse of
mama's
the
boy.
mama's
Yeah.
boy, yeah.
We tend to overprotect, overlove them, spoil them with a lot of presents and with a lot of love. We are just allowing them to be who they want to be, in the name of I want them not to go through what I went through. I don't want them to lack what I lacked.
Yeah.
I don't want them to struggle where I
And
struggled.
then you cushion them from the consequences of their
Yes,
actions.
yes.
Yes.
And then inadvertently you raise somebody who cannot be able to stand on themselves, the independence you're talking about. Because at the end of the day, as stewards, as parents, we are stewards. We're going to let these people to the world. We're going to release them to the world. So you release them half-baked because you solve almost all their problems.
For
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Johnny,
Yeah.
what do you think about it?
I would say don't be harsh with them. Don't be harsh with them. By that I mean, be careful how you treat them.
Yeah.
Some parents imagine that being tough, like bringing them into a military camp kind of, watanitambua mimi ni nani. You know, I mean, I've been a youth worker for many years, and I can tell you, there is a time when that teenager can decide to show you dust.
You'll not be stronger forever.
You will not be stronger forever. So the thing is, instead of fighting that battle as who's stronger now, there is another way. There was I had this gentleman on social media talking about conversation, and he was calling them mzazi nyundo na mzazi funguo. So he was saying this mzazi nyundo was a tough mzazi. What I say goes. I don't argue with me. When I say this is what you do. You know. And he was complaining. He was saying, I don't understand my children. Mimi nagonga lakini hii kifuli yangu haifunguki tena. Nikigonga tu, yes itafunguka, but it's not usable. Wewe mzazi funguo unafanyanga aje? Hii kifuli unafungua na unafunga vile unataka. So the funguo, mzazi funguo akasema, wewe ukigonga unagonganga kichwa. Mimi nikiguza naguzanga roho. He was saying, in your interaction, instead of being harsh and dealing with things from that perspective, calm down and get to understand where they are. Calm down and listen to them. That before you can issue orders, can there be an interaction?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
instead of having
Yeah.
a transactional
Yeah.
kind of a relationship, why don't you have a relationship?
Very
Why
true.
don't you say, listen, the reason I don't want you coming in at this time is because of ABC. You know? So if I want you here at 7, if you're not here by 7, there will be consequences. So they understand the punishment came from their own actions. So they understand the next time I don't want to be punished, I don't want to go beyond these boundaries.
Very true.
Yeah.
And I think it's also important, gentlemen, that you don't compare your children with one another.
That is true. That is true.
Because children are created in their own special way. They have their own special capabilities. They have their own unique temperaments and personalities. When you compare one child with the other, you make them want to imitate others,
Yeah.
ape others, and end up being clones.
Wow.
Encourage your child to be who they are. They may not be good in chemistry as their older siblings are, but maybe they are good in PE. And they might end up being Olympians and,
That is
and,
true.
and make
Facebook,
money
your
in
goal.
sports.
That is true.
So don't compare your children. You give them a sense of low self-esteem. They feel like they're not enough.
Yes.
Don't compare your firstborn child with your thirdborn child or your secondborn child with your fourthborn child. Don't tell them, why can't you be like so-and-so?
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
them be themselves.
Yeah, they
That's
say
very
They
important.
say comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to feel
And you
compared.
see, I think it is Steve Jobs who said, if you judge a fish for its ability to climb a tree, it will live its entire life thinking that it is stupid. You see, everybody has a genius in them,
Everyone.
but everybody has their own line of calling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually say the battle between the Lion and the shark is determined by one thing, terrain.
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 Oh, wow.
If they fight in the water,
The shark is winning.
wins.
Yeah.
Not because the lion is weak,
It's the
but
terrain.
because the lion is in the wrong terrain.
Yeah.
If they fight on dry ground, the lion will win.
Yeah.
Not because the shark is weak,
Yeah.
but because it is in the wrong terrain. Wow. Let your child be on their terrain.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's very
That's
important.
amazing.
Jaco.
The other thing I think a lot of men, because we are talking about men, is living disciplining to the mother. Yeah. Don't let the mother be the only parent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be an active participator in the parenting of your children.
Yeah.
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 Play your role as a father in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Discipline. Do homework with your children.
Yeah.
You know,
That is
don't let everything be done by the mother, because in a few short years, these kids are growing up. And if the mother did everything, guess who they will be rewarding?
The
Yeah.
mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now they're working.
Yeah.
When they have some money to send home, it is the mother, because it is the mother who was always present.
Yeah.
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 When they go abroad, who is being sent plane tickets? It's the mother.
Yeah.
Because that is the person they remember.
Yeah.
Men sometimes have very lonely old age. But it is because when they had an opportunity to develop a relationship with their children, they were not there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
They were either pursuing, careers, or watching sports in some
Or busy
sports
providing.
bar, and some of these things are not bad.
And it's not bad.
Yeah, but some part of your responsibility is to parent your children.
Is
Yeah.
to parent your child. You may be assuming that because I'm paying their fees, I'm
there.
doing my part.
Yeah.
But school fees is like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Being hands-on is more visible,
Yeah.
is more relatable in the sense that they will remember it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think in line with don't delegate the discipline to the wife, it's also important that as men, we don't discipline our children while angered, while in wrath.
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you will overstep.
Yes.
Sometimes the words we speak to our children are not really, are very painful words, because they are
Yes.
coming from a very hurtful
Yes.
position.
Yes.
So it's important when they mess up, breathe, allow things to cool, and then at the appropriate time, address the issue. You see, even the Bible tells us, do not be quick to become angry. All right? And then it says that be slow to speak, quick to listen, and slow to become angry. So when you are angered, instead of projecting your anger and your pain, because you have come from your workplace, maybe your boss alikudharau, nothing is working, watoto wako hapa, and then unaletewa unaanza, you can overstep, you can overdo it.
Yeah.
So allow yourself time to cool, and then deal with the situation.
It's called displacement.
Yeah,
You should be careful as a parent when you are displacing your anger. See, like Eric just mentioned, there are times when in the office your boss was mean or rude to you, you upset, but because you couldn't answer him back because you still need your job, you go home and you speak angrily to your wife or to your children. What is actually happening is that you're displacing your anger.
That is true.
That anger is actually not meant for those
the
children.
yeah.
It was actually meant for your boss.
That is true.
And I think, gentlemen, we are learning a lot here about the do's and don'ts of parenting, especially for men. We may not exhaustively talk about every subject. You can write there on the comment section about what else you think is a good do and don't when it comes to parenting. And remember that we run a rehabilitation center here in Nakuru called the Renew Rehabilitation Center, where we rehabilitate people that are struggling with alcohol and substance abuse. And you're welcome. We offer you faith-based, non-judgmental therapy. We do an integration of psychotherapy and spiritual therapy, and we have seen people come out of their addiction and regain their footing and become responsible and productive men and husbands. And as we continue, gentlemen, I don't know whether we left out a burning point, a do or don't that you think
Yes,
should have.
I would say, don't be emotionally absent when you're physically present.
Wow.
That means, in essence, be at home all the time you're at home.
Yes.
That means don't be at home and at work at the same time.
Yes.
Don't be at home and distracted at the same time. You know, and it's common practice because right now, I mean, we live in an age of social media.
Yeah.
So it's not as it's easier to be distracted.
Yeah.
So you can be saying, yes, I've ticked in the box. I'm home by 5. But are you really home?
Are you present? Yeah.
Are you present? You
Very
know?
true.
Yeah.
Don't be physically present but emotionally
Absent, yeah.
Gentlemen, there you have it. The next discussion we're going to be having is about how to solve conflicts with your wife. When you get upset, how do you solve conflicts with your wife?
That's a sweet one.
Please keep visiting this platform. This is the Mandate Talk Show, where we have a mandate, a date for men, and we talk about issues that are pertinent to men and the people around their lives. God bless you. Please share this discussion with as many people as you possibly can, and may God bless you.
Amen.
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 This year we've been asking ourselves a recurring question. What are you building? Some people are building their careers, others are building their businesses, others are building a marriage, a family, a structure, a farming venture. We all must be builders. And 1 Corinthians chapter number 3 and verse 10 says, as a wise master builder, I have laid the right foundation. And let each one of us take heed how he builds upon it. What foundation have you laid? And what are you building upon it? That is the question we'll be answering in this forthcoming conference dubbed the Master Builders Convention. It will be taking place from the 6th of November all the way to the 9th of November. On Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we'll be meeting in the CBD of Nakuru City at the Nyayo Gardens. And then on the 9th of November, we will crescendo or climax with our 19th anniversary as Jubilee Christian Church in Nakuru. Amongst the guest speakers will be the renowned Reverend Julian Chula, Dr. Esther Obasi Ike, Apostle or Prophet David Ogusu, and the music ministers will be the respected Masi Masika Mugoro, our own Pastor Lois Chaoko, and we'll be having a wonderful experience as we worship together, as we study the Word of God together, as we receive impartation. We'll be having the meetings on Thursday, Friday, Saturday from morning hours all the way to the evening. On Thursday and Friday, we'll be having 3 sessions from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then from 12:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. in the evening from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. And on Saturday, we'll start as well as early as 9 a.m. And the anniversary service will be in our Jubilee Christian Church Nakuru Central Sanctuary, commonly known as the Brotherhood Hall, opposite the Railways Police Station, from 9 a.m. in the morning all the way to 1 p.m. I heartily welcome you for this Master Builders Conference, so you can receive impartation to build whatever it is you're building this year and beyond. God bless you in Jesus' name. Amen.